listening to the Domenick Nati Show. News, gossip, celebrity interviews with limited knowledge and accuracy in sports and politics. And now, your host, celebrity publicist, Domenick Nati.
That's right, it's Friday, and it is time for the Domenick Nati Show on Intellectual Radio in Chicago and iHeartRadio. Well, we got another good one for you today. Today's guest is Bill Bellamy. Yes, comedian Bill Bellamy. You guys know who he is. He is going to be right here in Chicago this weekend, and he called in the Domenick Nati Show to do a little promo for his comedy tour. It's very fun and exciting. We're very excited about this. Of course, as you know, a little bit about this interview has been on our YouTube channel. I also saw them write about it on a sports website called TherezOwens.com, because in my interview with Bill Bellamy, I asked him a very wide variety of questions. So I asked him about his thoughts on some other comedians, one of them being Ralphie May, who just passed away, who I know Bill was friends with. So he talks to me a little bit about Ralphie, also talked a little bit about Ralphie May's diet and some of the things that could prevent other comedians that need to be healthy on the road, can prevent them from getting into health risks. I thought that was interesting. I asked him about Kevin Hart, all the scandals that are going on with his friend Kevin Hart. He gave him some advice in this interview. And I also asked him his thoughts on the protest in the NFL. This is the part that got into TherezOwens.com and some of the sports blogs, because Bill had some good things to say and actually some interesting things to say. It kind of depends on how you guys feel about it. But he made a great point as to when the NFL got involved at a high level. And it really started after the president got involved. So he had some good insight on that. I had some other interviews this week, but I got to get Bill on because we're promoting his comedic tour and his appearances in Chicago, which is where the show airs out of. So I had to do this first. The other people I interviewed this week was WWE superstar Ryback. Wrestler. Yes, my son is 10 years old, and he loves the wrestling. So I had Ryback. I had an interview with him. That will be coming up. I also interviewed from Shark Tank, Barbara Corcoran. Barbara is the real estate lady on Shark Tank. You guys know who I'm talking about. So I was going to air that today, but I promised Bill I would do this one. So I believe next week should be Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank, and she also had some great things to say. Also, Barbara in real estate worked with Donald Trump. So she talked a little bit about that. You don't have to be a Trump supporter in order to enjoy the things that are said. I personally am neutral, or I try to stay neutral. I know I make a lot of jokes at Donnie, but it's easy pickings. Come on. Anyway, today's guest is comedian Bill Bellamy, and we will be right back with him right after this awkward drop from Bill Cosby.
5, 4, 3, 2, go.
This is Bill Cosby, and you're not
Bill Cosby.
Oh, you're Bill Cosby.
Yes, I am.
And this is the best radio show.
Good for you.
What?
No, what do you want?
I was wanting you to say you're Bill Cosby, because that in your voice to prove that you've actually been on the show.
Why would they not believe that I was on the show after you played a tape of me?
I guess it's
help me out.
Other radio shows do this, and we're trying to compete with them, like getting a big name.
Well, you have that. You have Bill Cosby, and I am a big name.
Anyway, Bill's a big fan of the show.
Yes, I am.
Right. He's listening.
And you know why? So far, this is the only program I've listened to. Just the one with me on it.
Right. That's the only one.
That's why it's my favorite.
So if Bill's listening, you should be too.
And my name is Bill Cosby, and I approve this message.
This is the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
Okay, welcome back to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio in Chicago. And the man on the phone, I've been telling you about him all program, is going to be right here in Chicago this weekend. Bill Bellamy's on the phone with us today. Bill, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm really good, man. I'm excited about this weekend in Chicago. Great weather, super comedy. We're going to have a great turnout at the Schomburg Improv. It's right there at Westfield Mall. It's one of the biggest clubs, I think, in the country, actually. Really huge club. So I'm looking forward to just selling it out and working on this new hour that I'm doing for Netflix. So it should be a good time.
Now, let me ask you, too. I'd like to ask people about some topics going around. I've always liked, to hear your thoughts on things. So I know that your friend Kevin Hart is having a rough year this year, obviously with all these scandals and say that he's cheating on his wife and everything. What do you have to say about that? I mean, just knowing Kevin personally, and I mean, do you think that people are just going after him and trying to,
I don't know. I mean, I think Kevin Hart's situation is a very interesting situation to happen to any person or any celebrity. It makes you really nervous about what people's intentions are when you're having a good time. When you're out with people, you can never relax or just not be on camera, or or a photo could be taken this way or a video could be taken that way. So for anybody that's a celebrity, everybody feels the same. Wow, I mean, the days of just having fun with your boys and all that's all over. I mean, when you see a guy that is an offensive line coach, been in the NFL forever, have a video posted of him with a white powder substance. I mean, obviously that's not a good look, but I'm saying that's something typically somebody would do in private. Somebody leaked that video. Yeah, I'm sure that's not what he wanted to do, was to get fired or have to forced to resign. So, with the age of social media, there's a lot of pluses, but then there's a lot of loss of privacy. There's a lot of loss of fun for people that are famous. People don't ask you, can they film you? They film you. They record conversations. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff. So you might as well just go home and play PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think he's just being targeted by people trying to create?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I mean, I hope that it doesn't ruin his family. He seems really happy with his family. I pray that it doesn't do that, but it just means, it's unfortunate. You have all this success, and then, some crazy thing comes out of nowhere and knocks you off just knocks you off your balance. It can happen to anybody,
Yeah.
I mean, Harvey Weinstein's going through something right now too. I mean, it's just, there's evidence, there's recordings, there's videos. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Now, have you ever met Harvey Weinstein before? And what are your thoughts about those allegations?
Well, I know, you know what, my thoughts are, if they are true, they are absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah,
we got to wait for it to everything to play out.
Yeah,
obviously,
iHeartRadio.
Most people get tried in the court of opinion, public opinion, before the reality or the concrete stuff goes down. So we'll see. You know, obviously it's going to take a minute to hash out all the stuff, but anybody who makes a woman feel bad or puts her in a compromising position, that's unacceptable.
I want to ask you this too. Obviously, one of the hot topics right now and things that is really becoming an issue in our country is racism. So I wanted to ask you, I know that you played in a lot of clubs and a lot of different venues. Like, what has been your experience with that? Like, have you had people yell things from the audience, like racist remarks, and been in the No.
And I have a very diverse audience. So, like, I have everybody, you know, at my show, every color of the rainbow. So for me, I've never had that kind of thing. I think what is going on was, in my opinion, and I'm not a political guy, I just think that, you know, the president used a certain strategy to get elected, and a certain strategy and a sort of campaign that he thought that people would buy into, and they bought into that. And along came with that is a certain kind of people that kind of, you know, sort of relate to that campaign. So now you got liberals, and then you got liberals that are like conservatives and liberals in the middle, and kind of like trying to get everybody together. And then there's some hard stuff to the left, there's some hard stuff to the right. So that's where the friction is right now. I mean, they're still great people. It's not like, you know, it's still, in the scheme of things, I think the audience that he's addressing is smaller. But the thing about it is, it's an uncontrollable situation if it just keeps getting out of hand. And now what? You just keep feeding that fire. Now what?
So, I mean, are you pretty much saying that he built his campaign, he was elected office by a group of, you know, possibly like racist white people, and now he's catering to that group that put him in office?
Well, what can he do now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for him because he can't budge, because that's the audience that he went and, you know, campaigned for. That's the audience that he got to support him in a certain way. And now you can't. Now you want to turn your back. Like, so for him, he's in between a rock and a hard place. And if you notice, you know, notice all the things he doesn't. And that's the story. Most people wonder what you're going to say. It's all the things you don't say at the right times or when it needs to be. That speaks volumes to me. Yeah. And I'm not even a politician.
Gotcha. Yeah. So probably like the way he didn't come out in Charlottesville and just say, you know, this is just like, yeah, he was trying to show that everybody was wrong. And is that kind of what you're referring to? Like, where
right.
You can't just come out. Yeah, can't just come out and say, well, obviously these white nationals are wrong because a lot of them voted for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotcha. Do you keep up with the Kardashians, and who is your favorite Kardashian or Jenner?
I don't keep up with them at all, but I think the one that's the most sane is Courtney.
Yeah.
I mean, she just seems like she's the most sane, real person out of that whole crew. Everybody's all over the place. She's just trying to find a baby daddy for her kids. That's it. You know?
So Courtney's your favorite. That's the one that you would keep up with. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Courtney. Yeah. She just seems like she's trying to keep it simple.
In the NFL, obviously there's a big protest with the national anthem. What are your views on that?
It's not a protest of the national anthem. People keep saying that. That's not what it is. It's a protest against police brutality. It has nothing to do with the flag. No one's protesting the national anthem. See, that's where the message is getting lost. People think, oh my God, nobody wants to respect the flag. That's not what they're talking about.
Right.
No, it's about the racial issues. It's about, you know, police injustices that we've been seeing documented with body cams, without getting off, doing crazy stuff, and no one's saying anything. And it's been going on for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So now, when people find a really intelligent and strong way to show what they're passionate about, now everyone's trying to find a way to discredit it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I also saw Vice President Mike Pence. Did you see that, like, where he left the Colts game because people were kneeling? Did you hear about that or no?
No, I did not.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying that as well. He left the Colts game because they were protesting, which is essentially the same exact thing as you see something you don't like, so you take action, and he left. And
Right.
It's completely hypocritical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can't pick and choose how people want to protest. You know, you can't tell people how to feel when they have, you know, a situation that they're trying to shine light on, because nobody wants to talk about it. It's the elephant in the room. So then you got a guy like Colin Kaepernick who is doing something in an intelligent way to shine light on a situation. It wasn't until President Trump came out and basically, you know, smacked the NFL that the whole NFL got riled up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then now, you know, the message is getting, you know, sort of distracted and sort of directed in the wrong way. We all love America. America's a beautiful place. You have a great country. But what we're trying to say is that there are things going on that people are getting killed. People are being treated unjustly, and no one's talking about it. No one's stepping up to the plate. So that's what we're saying, because there could be, there's such thing as, you know, reform. Everyone knows what reform is. That means we can adjust certain things. That means we have intelligent people that have insight and that realizes that there are injustices in the legal system. That realize that we got to do something with gun control. Everybody knows that. No one wants to talk about it. There has to be a way to intelligently address that situation. How many more people got to get hurt? Come on now.
Now, have you ever experienced racial profiling in your life?
Of course.
Was it by the police?
Of course. But
Can you share the story?
Yeah, you know, you young, you know, African American in an expensive car, you're gonna get pulled over.
Yeah.
You're getting pulled. What's going on? If your paperwork is good, everything is cool, that situation goes away. But they're pulling you over because of the profile.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. But it's not nothing new. People see it all the time.
Now, I know Ralphie May passed away.
Yes.
You know, were you friends with him, and do you have any stories that you wanted to share?
Yeah, well, I posted a video we did last June in Dallas where we were both performing, and I ran into Ralphie, and man, we had such a good time that we ended up doing our interview together. We sat on the couch together, and we were cracking the weatherman up and the lady. I mean, he was so good, man. He was such a good dude and a funny guy. He was like a comedian's comedian. I mean, honestly, bro, I feel so bad for that family. He's got young kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, did you witness, like, is eating habits? Is that like what kind of got to?
I think it's a lot of things. I think, you know, definitely the diet. Definitely, you know, going through a divorce with your family, emotionally stressed your kids, and, you know, not being able to see your kids the way you want to, custody battle. I mean, that weighs a lot, and a lot of people don't realize, even though comics bring a lot of joy to other people, sometimes their life is not as joyful. I mean, they're going through real situations. They're having health issues, or maybe, you know, they're going through something with a spouse, you know. So, you know, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, we lost another great guy. I hope we don't lose anybody else to poor diet and drinking and things like that, man, because when you're on the road, I do the road, man, you got to eat healthy. You got to get your rest. You know, it takes a little more work to live healthy on the road, because everything's fried, everything's French fries, everything.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, did you share meals with him? Like, did you kind of witness that firsthand of just not making that effort? Is that something you guys want to?
Man, I mean, you got to see your body looks like what you eat.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
So if you're eating bad food and you're not exercising and you're not getting the proper exercise, you're not going to look like somebody who's fit or somebody who's eating good and taking care of themselves. It's just two different body types. And as we get older and the rigors of the road and stress and travel, your body can't take it like that.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely. And then this weekend, if you could just hear in your voice again, where can they go see you in Chicago?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bill Bellamy. Make sure you check me out this weekend at the Chicago Improv. I'm in Schaumburg, Illinois. It's going down. Get your tickets today. What?
Awesome. Bill, I have had so much fun talking to you, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
All right, boss. Talk to you soon.
Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons. Of course, you're listening to Domenick Nati's show, but what else is new?
This is the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio. Do you have a business and are looking for a creative and effective way to market your product or services? Are you an entertainer or recording artist looking for a captive audience to display your talent to? The Domenick Nati Show is now offering on-air commercial advertising for as low as $50. Your product or talent will be presented by celebrity publicist Domenick Nati and be seen on our social media accounts and on iHeartRadio and select stations throughout the country. Send us a message on social media at Dom Nati Show or email DomenickNatiShow@gmail.com for more information. The Domenick Nati Show, maximum exposure, minimum censorship. You're listening to the Domenick Nati Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio.
And we're back. Domenick Nati Show, Intellectual Radio, iHeartRadio. That was our exclusive interview with Bill Bellamy. Yes! I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love speaking with him. This is the first time I've ever interacted with Bill Bellamy. First time he's ever been on this show. Again, season 2 just started last week. Season 1 was great, and it looks like we're going to have another great month of interviews here in October. So, Bill, thank you so much for being on the show today. Go see him. He promoted it very well. Told you guys where you could see him in Chicago this weekend. So check him out and check us out every Friday. We'll see you next Friday on the Domenick Nati Show. We'll see you next week.